Hello, welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to be reading some Am I the Asshole stories on Reddit. Am I the a-hole for excluding my ex-wife's kids? A little background information. My wife and I separated a few years ago. It was a bit tumultuous, no clue what that means, because she was pregnant with our second child at the time, and the pregnancy was causing a lot of issues. I had endured her mood swings during the first pregnancy, but this time was different. She friggin' hated me. And we'd get into our fights in front of our firstborn, who was 4 at the time. It got to the point where I couldn't even go home without getting into some kind of confrontation, so I got us counseling, which didn't help in spite of how expensive it was. We separated shortly after. Once the second baby arrived, we were able to peacefully divorce, and I ended up with split custody. My ex and I have been rotating weeks, and the kids ever since, and honestly, it worked out okay. Until recently, that is. See, she's since had 2 more kids with her new partner, and the other day I was on the phone with her to arrange pickup because it's my week, and she asked if I could also watch her 2 other kids, because I guess her boyfriend is going on a hunting trip or something. She has to work, and there is no one else who can do it. I said no, and we got into yet another fight. First fight in years. She started yelling at me over the phone about how her 2 youngest get sad when their big brothers leave for the week, and how they feel like they're missing out, and how I'm selfish for not accommodating them, and how it's their fault, blah 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 blah. I didn't give a reason as to why I wasn't going to watch her 2 youngest, I just said no. And that was that. Anyway, I feel guilty now, and she had some good points. Her 2 youngest didn't ask to be born, all their stuff their mother went through isn't their fault, and they deserve to be safe and happy just like all the other kids. But I just can't bring myself to do it. I'm sure I could, but I'm picturing all 4 boys sitting in my living room, and I'm thinking about how seeing those 2 kids who aren't mine sitting there in my home would be crushing reminder of everything that went wrong between myself and the person I thought I'd be spending the rest of my life with. It just hurts to think about it. Anyway, am I being a selfish bastard? No. Those are her kids that she should have planned for. You didn't do anything to cause those kids to happen. If she can't handle her own kids with a different partner, then that's her fault. You shouldn't be the asshole if it's her responsibility. You should be able to go and pick up your kid or kids or how many ever you have and not be loaded with other people's work. Alright, on to the next story. I, 29 female, am divorced with a 9-year-old daughter. My daughter's father, 32M, has been in relationship with a woman named Stephanie for about 6 months now. She has 2 younger daughters, ages 4 and 5. My ex-husband have had many conversations about how to ease my own child into their new blended family, quote unquote, by making sure that she still has lots of time with her dad, not combining every single special event with the other kids, and keeping lines of communication open. Overall, the introduction has been positive, but my daughter has mentioned that the younger children can be overwhelming and sometimes annoying. However, despite the conversations, every single special event has been blended, for lack of a better word. We're coming up on Halloween, and my daughter has a trick-or-treating plans with her best friend and her family. Halloween is my custody time. My ex-husband asked if he could come and bring his new girlfriend and her children. I said no, as I wanted my daughter to be able to have time with her friend without having the other little kids in tow. They're not officially her siblings in any way, and I feel that she deserves to have protected time just for her. My ex-husband says that I am purposely excluding his new girlfriend, and that I should be more concerned that she doesn't have many friends or others to go out with on that evening. I feel like that is not my problem, and I am advocating for my own child without having her feel like she needs to people please or feel guilty. I am not asking my daughter her opinion, as I do not want her to feel burdened with any guilt. I did also invite them to the Halloween event at her school the same week to help initiate balance. Am I the asshole? No, you're not the asshole. That's just their fault. They're not, it is your time with your daughter, and you should be able to spend that with her. And if your daughter doesn't like the friends that she's being forced to play with or whatever she's doing with, then just leave them out of it. Time for the third and final story. So, my sister and I are both in the same grade. However, I am older than her, and I have my full license. She is of age to get her license, but for some reason doesn't. I don't know if she doesn't want to, or if my parents don't want her to, whatever. She doesn't have her license, but is able to get it. Some background. I'm a straight A student that is the president and leader of multiple clubs and community organizations. Great for you. Good to have people like you in this world. I've also had a job since middle school. I do many more things, but that's just a quick sum of it all. My sister, on the other hand, isn't as self motivated or self accomplished as I am. She doesn't go to clubs in the morning or work after school. She also doesn't take any APs or honors or dual enrollment slash language, etc., like I do. Therefore, she doesn't really have a lot of homework or work to do in the morning. I do. Basically, my mom thinks because we're both going to the same place, I should just bring her, but I don't want to. My commutes to and from school are usually my only time where I can just vibe and listen to music by myself because I'm usually going to sports and or work after school. After I go home to change and get work stuff. Therefore, I don't want someone else in my car unless they are close friends who I can vibe with. I also don't want to drive her because she can get her license. She could have gotten it months ago, but for some unknown reason, she hasn't. Also, she usually gets picked up by her boyfriend after she gets home, so it's not like she is going to work or anything really important. Am I the asshole for not wanting to drive my sister to and from school? I paid for my car 100% and pay all the gas, repairs, etc. No, you are definitely not the asshole. That is your sister's fault or your mom's fault. Not like, I'm not trying to be mean, but your sister is just lazy. That's just it. If she doesn't want to get a driver's license but is eligible to get it, then she can walk to school for all I care. Thanks for watching, and if you have any of your own personal stories that you want me to read or answer, feel free to comment them below. Thanks for watching, and in case I don't see ya, good morning, good evening, and good night.